What's up, everyone? Welcome to Bench with the Tovar Brothers. Episode number 64.
64.
Monday, December 11th. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed a very fun weekend of football. Very unexpected. That's the word for this year is unexpected.
Yeah, there was some lows yesterday. There was some dud games, but overall, though, there was some fantastic games.
Yeah,
obviously.
We had a game finished 3-0.
Yeah, that one.
We had some shootouts. That's what you're talking about. Say it.
Pretty bad.
But yeah, this is episode number 64, Monday, December 11th. It is cold this morning.
Yeah.
It's cold outside. On today's episode, we're going to get into the news, and then a little ball don't lie, and then a Monday Night Football preview. We have a doubleheader, and they're going to be both playing at the same time. So you got to choose which one you want to watch.
Yeah.
Unless you have two TVs.
The NFL's making you choose, so you must choose tonight.
Yeah. Sounds like a
Great idea.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for joining us. If it's your first time here, welcome.
Welcome.
We talk football 3 times a week. We're just a couple of knuckleheads who love the game, living in L.A. We have different teams because we grew up in L.A. when there was not a team.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we're Mexican, no, we're not Raider fans and we're not Cowboy fans.
Yeah, don't try to box us into this racial whatever.
Go Eagles.
Go Broncos.
I like it.
Yeah.
If you're listening to Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcast, thanks so much for joining the audio version of Bench with the Tovar Brothers. And then, of course, as always, follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. We got a lot of stuff going up there. Look for @BenchedShow. It's an interesting spelling, but if they put it right here, then you could find it. I like that. I think we're going to go with that.
Yeah, I think that's makes me feel pretty good, too.
Yeah, it's very practical.
Yeah.
Anyway, on Mondays, we do a certain thing. We give away bananas to the guys who aren't going to catch the headlines today on Fox and ESPN and all those big-timey shows, and we call it Monday's Bananas. All right, why don't you get us started?
All right, 5 bananas to Kadarius Toney for all 5 of his toes that were over the line of scrimmage. That cost the Chiefs the game. Kadarius Toney, 5 bananas to you, man.
But he was just a little bit offsides.
Yeah, I mean, go ask Patrick Mahomes what happened and his whining and bitching about it.
Okay.
Shut up, Patrick.
All right, here, I guess I'll skip ahead to mine then. 1 banana for Patrick Mahomes for the number of fights he was pretending to want at the end of yesterday's game.
He had like 5 guys. He went to the biggest crowd on the sideline. Like, he got behind them so he can look like he's going through them.
I don't care if that's a ref. You want no part of that, Patrick.
All the comments were just Kermit the Frog is mad.
We don't believe you, Patrick.
We don't believe you. 3 bananas to the Vikings kicker Greg Joseph for scoring the game-winning field goal with less than 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
And having the final score be 3-0. And a bonus banana for whoever the hell had to watch that freaking terrible game.
Tough game. 28 bananas to Brandon Aubrey for inspiring us all to chase our dreams. Brandon Aubrey is now 28 for 28 as a kicker. Not a big deal, right? That's good.
It's pretty good.
He was a software engineer before becoming a kicker in the USFL. Now the Cowboys kicker. He's the first kicker in NFL history to have 2 field goals of 59 and more yards. Shout out to Brandon Aubrey.
Every software engineer right now in America is saying, you know what? If he could do it, I could do it. You could do it. All the Brads and Chads and Dads out there, you could do it.
Go out there and kick a football. Maybe you're good at it.
Okay, 100,000 bananas to the Seattle Seahawks fans who had to watch Drew Lock play yesterday. And a bonus 100,000 bananas to all Bronco fans who didn't have to watch Drew Lock play yesterday. Pretty good day for Broncos Nation yesterday.
That's a little bit of a victory lap.
Yeah, yes.
10 years and 700 million bananas to Shohei Ohtani for becoming the highest paid athlete in the history of North American sports. Hey, welcome to L.A.
Welcome home, buddy. It's pretty bad here, but welcome. Weather's good, but taxes are bad.
Yeah, do you know of his 70 million, he'll take home 34 million? Go ahead.
Huh?
Of his 70 million, he will take home 34 of it.
What does that mean?
After taxes, he will take 34 million home.
Yeah. Welcome
point
to
you were just making.
Sorry. Welcome to L.A., buddy. The weather's nice, though.
What do you got?
That's all I have.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was like, why is he stalling? All right, I got one more then. I'm shoving 32 bananas down the throat of Josh Dobbs for getting Justin Jefferson broke in half. What the hell, Josh?
Throw it down, dude. Why are you throwing your guy up? That's Justin Jefferson.
Listen, I don't care what they say. They benched him because he got Justin Jefferson hurt. Absolutely 100%.
And bonus banana for all the writers who said to bench Josh Dobbs, and we were against it. You guys get a banana. That was
right.
a pretty good call.
You're right.
You're right.
That's Monday's Bananas. That's hilarious. Listen, I'm not going to apologize. We're an LA show. We're Dodger fans. We're pretty pumped about it.
It was a big deal. I was working and I work at okay, my whole workplace was talking about Ohtani the entire day. That's all we could talk about. This is like the equivalent football-wise of like Patrick Mahomes going to the 49ers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, phenomenal. Shout out to all the Dodger fans who are listening, and shout out to everyone else who hates us even more now as LA Dodger fans or LA Dodgers, because we got another superstar, baby.
Yeah. Little breakdown here. He'll make $70 million a year, $5.8 million per month, $1.3 million per week, $191,000 per day, $8,000 per hour, $135 per minute, and $2 per second. So enjoy your jobs out there, guys. Happy Monday. You had to your 9 to 5. Well, this guy's earning $2 per minute. Oh, let's get into the news. The news is brought to you by 818 Brewing as usual. Let's get right into it here. Head coach Brandon Staley, for now, of the LA Chargers, announced that quarterback Justin Herbert has fractured his finger on his throwing hand and season-ending surgery is on the table. What a disaster in LA.
Yeah, that whole regime needs to be done. And also, another quarterback gets added to the list of season-ending injuries. I know it's not like, obviously, if it was like week 1, I'm sure he'd have a chance, but it's so late in the season. But another quarterback, another major injury to the NFL. This sucks. Because I'm a big Herbert fan.
Yeah, I mean, Herbert was one of our like breakout candidates when the year started, and to see it go this bad is about as bad as we could have imagined.
Yeah.
We mentioned earlier Justin Jefferson was hurt. He was taken to a hospital after a big collision with former Eagle Marcus Epps over the middle with a chest injury. He's listed as day-to-day. He played just a couple of snaps. I doubt we see him back again this year.
Yeah, no. I would not put him back. And honestly, for him, he hasn't even signed a long-term deal yet. I'm not coming back at all, dude.
Yeah.
Not at all. Poor Justin Jefferson. He just, when the hype was, the videos on Twitter, on Instagram, of him walking in, him warming up were awesome. And then just for,
I mean, I'm not going to lie. He put a sick move on that guy who he caught the ball on. But yeah. Come back next year when they got a quarterback and someone is not going to get you killed.
Yeah.
The Browns and safety Grant Delpit earlier yesterday reached an agreement on a 3-year, $36 million contract with over $23 million in guarantees. That's big time. Delpit was set to become an unrestricted free agent in March, but they reached a deal to ensure he stays in Cleveland. He's a stud.
Yeah, and I always forget the coordinator's name. Jim Schwartz, right?
Yeah.
He's getting those guys paid. He's finally utilizing all those phenomenal DBs that they have there. Now that defense is so freaking good, and they're 8-5 now. That good for him and good for the Browns defense, for all those DBs who are about to get paid because of this culture change that happened this year.
Yeah, Delpit's been a dog this year, and I hope Schwartz is there for the rest of his career because that'll be awesome.
It's just a good spot for him.
And yeah, they're going to start re-signing some guys here in Delpit for sure, a cornerstone of that defense like you mentioned. Okay, I got one more thing here, and it's a video from after the Chiefs and Bills game. And this video in particular pisses me off, and I'll tell you why in a second. Here's Mahomes and Allen at the center of the field, after the game.
Fucking call I've ever seen, man. Offensive offsides in that moment, man. Fucking terrible.
All right, that's Patrick Mahomes after the game. If you couldn't make out what he was saying, he was basically just complaining about the call. He said, worst call he's ever seen at the end of the game as Josh Allen is shaking his hand. Here's why this pisses me off. How many times has Josh Allen lost a heartbreaker in Arrowhead to these Chiefs and gone to the middle of the field, dapped it up, didn't complain the whole time, just shook his hand, took the loss in the chin, and walked off? Patrick Mahomes loses, and as he's trying to have his moment of, hey, I still respect you, all that, Mahomes is complaining about the call. I mean, what a bad look.
Bad look, and I remember a very distinct moment where the Bills lost in overtime because the rule wasn't set yet about both teams have a chance to score.
Yep.
Josh could have said, "Oh, hey, that's good game," but that's a pretty dumb rule, the overtime rule. No, he said, "Hey, man, good game. Good luck, whatever." Dude, Patrick Mahomes. If there's ever a team that's gotten breaks from the refs, it's the Chiefs. You do not have any kind of leeway to complain about the refs. every week you see the Chiefs get away with something crazy. Not crazy, but, normal that another team would be flagged for. I don't feel bad for Patrick Mahomes. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. And watch the play. The replay, you can't even see the football because Tony's lined up right on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're not complaining that he wasn't offsides. They're complaining that they weren't made aware by the refs that he was offsides, which I guess is something they do regularly.
Yeah, they kind of
although the officiating, whatever organization came out after and said that is a common occurrence, but it's not something we have to do.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, we don't have to make sure that you're good.
Yeah, like Tony was obviously offsides there, which, by the way, erased an incredible play that Kelsey made.
That would have been amazing.
I mean, 87 big bananas
Yeah.
if Kelsey would have been able to complete that play. That was, I don't know if you saw it or not, Kelsey caught a ball, threw it across the field, unpracticed.
Yep.
Just saw Tony and hit him. And Tony would have scored, but Tony's 5 stupid toes were on the line.
Yeah. Another instance of Tony costing the Chiefs a game.
Just the legend of Kadarius Toney.
I don't know if he lives in Kansas City anymore. He might not live there. He might have to fly to Texas to be safe. There's no way. There's no way he lives in Kansas. They must hate Kadarius Toney.
I don't want to ugly shame him, but that dude is ugly.
Wow. That's exactly what you I don't want to, but I'm going to do exactly what I just said. Look.
He's not ugly. He just has a face where it's like, dude, you're intense.
He's beautiful on the inside.
Like, he's a resting, intense face.
Yeah. That's what, I don't think I would say.
It's not ugly. It's just uncomfortable.
He's just a very intense guy.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get into Ball Don't Lie for Monday. Be right back. Okay, we are back with Ball Don't Lie for Monday. Before we do that, I had one more news thing I wanted to get to here. Ian Rappaport tweeted this morning, Bears pass rusher Montez Sweat has a team-high 3.5 sacks. Only been with them since week 9 and has a team-high 3.5 sacks. But while he's been with that defense, they've been a top 5 defense. What a signing by them. I don't want to let that under the radar. Huge win yesterday.
That Bears defense looks pretty good, dude.
Looks very good.
They went against the freaking Lions and were able to shut them down. That's a very impressive turnaround.
Eberflus is putting himself in a position where he's going to keep his job as a head coach, and they're just going to have to bring in an OC instead.
Yeah, now it's like, we can't fire him.
No.
Look at what he's doing with his defense. Look what when they actually give him talent, look what he can do.
The problem with bringing in an offensive coordinator is that if he's any good, he's going to get hired.
Yeah.
So maybe the move is bring in an older offensive coordinator, a Bruce Arians type, if he was available, because he's probably not going to want to go coach after. He's probably going to be there for a little bit.
Yeah.
What you don't want to do is give Justin Fields another year, another new coach, and then next year, another new coach.
I'm trying to think. When
Frank
Reich,
Reich, yeah.
Okay, but Eberflus came from the Colts.
Yeah.
Were they there at the same time? Because Reich was head coach, but Eberflus came out.
They were.
Yeah.
They
so maybe, I don't know if they, Reich can drop his pride and become the OC.
Oh, yeah. Frank
But
Reich.
that's a nice, one of those veteran guys who I think he blew it as a head coach in everyone's circle right now, at least. So maybe come in as an OC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone else? I don't put it on.
I thought
on the
about Cliff
spot.
Kingsbury.
Yeah.
That might be a guy to
Yeah.
get their OC and just work with with Justin Fields. That's kind of been Kingsbury's MO in college.
Yeah.
Go find a good quarterback and go work with him. Maybe that's an opportunity in the NFL as well. But yeah, big win for the Bears yesterday, and that defense looks very, very good.
Yeah, Bears are good for them.
I don't know who that. I forgot that DC's name that they sent out 2 weeks into the
Alan
season.
Williams.
Yeah,
I don't know how I remember that name.
it's the most vanilla
Alan
name
Williams.
ever.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah,
man.
I don't think they needed you, bro.
We'll give you a banana because you got fired, and now the Bears look fantastic.
Yeah, ever since. Okay, let's get into Ball Don't Lie for Monday, December 11th. All right, I'm going to get us started here for Ball Don't Lie, and near and dear to my heart. Listen, I'm wearing my Eagles hoodie today because I'm still a proud Eagle fan.
Yeah.
But it's tough times. Back-to-back losses were taken down the chin by the 49ers and Cowboys. I will say, we're 3-2 after having played, well, let's say 4-2 after having played the Dolphins, Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, and then we lost 2 in a row. It's not as bad as it seems, but I will say this. Eagles and Chiefs, Ball Don't Lie, Eagles and Chiefs need to reinvent themselves fast or the season's going to be over. Let me give you a picture of both of these teams right now. Chiefs are 8-5. with just a 1-game lead on the Broncos. We'll get to the Broncos in a second.
Thank you.
They have lost 2 in a row in which they have failed to score 20 points. Okay, Eagles have lost 2 in a row as well, which they have failed to score 20 points. Both these offenses are struggling. They're now 10-3, much better record, but still 10-3 with a tough Seahawks game coming up, who they haven't beaten in 15 years. Do you know that? Jeez. Yeah. With their loss to the Cowboys, not only did they lose the lead in the NFC East, but also fell from the 1 seed to the 5 seed in the NFC playoff picture. Here's my message to both of these teams. It's time to stop chasing what you were last year. And this is the problem with Super Bowl, not just winners, but Super Bowl teams that make the Super Bowl, is that you come back next year and you're immediately chasing, if I could just become that team I was last year, I know that's good enough to get to the Super Bowl. And we've heard that all year from the Eagles. Hey, we haven't put together yet. Well, because you're trying to put together what you had last year, and you're not the same team.
Yeah,
you're this iteration of the Philadelphia Eagles. You're this iteration of the Kansas City Chiefs, where Travis Kelce isn't what he was last year, where the receiving core is turned over. You have a rookie receiver now, whereas A. Pacheco is one of your more consistent offensive pieces, where your defense is really good. Maybe you should play different. Eagles side of the ball, your coordinators are clearly struggling. Your coordinators are clearly learning on the job, and it's costing you games. Sirianni, maybe it's time to step in and call some offensive plays, dude.
Time to start coaching.
Maybe it's time to start coaching here.
Yeah.
And it's time to become the best version of this year's team, and just last year's over. Last year's done. Chiefs won, Eagles lost the Super Bowl, and that closed the book on that year of your teams. And now it's become the team you are this year, because season's slipping away, and both these teams, they're so similar. Yeah. I mean, they were the favorites coming in. They're number one on your power rankings list for their conferences for most of the year. And now it looks worse for the Chiefs because they've lost 5 games, which is like crazy. I don't know the last time the Chiefs lost 5 games.
They've lost 3 out of the last 4, 2 of which are in Arrowhead.
Yeah, just unheard of to lose in Arrowhead.
Yeah,
and the Eagles as well. They lost at the link to the Niners, got destroyed. And then yesterday just didn't even look competitive, really. I mean, especially that defense.
Yeah, and what worries me about the Eagles, that defense is bad. I mean, they're 28th in points allowed, 22nd in yards allowed, and 32nd on third down. They're just bad. That defensive line is good, but it's not overcoming that secondary. Mainly your linebackers are getting exposed. And that's the secret's out. Attack the Phillies linebackers. Yesterday, you just saw them getting picked on. It's literally all they do is just pick on the middle of the field because they can't cover. I'm less worried about the Eagles. I'm more worried about the Chiefs, just because I've seen it happen. I've seen where you used to be able to not win in freaking Arrowhead.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. They're bad. They're current they're 8-5. Now they're the 3 seed, and the 6 through 11 seed are all 7-6. So they're 1 game out of not even being in the. It's crazy how they've fallen from grace, and I'm on board here. Like Eagles got that secondary. I don't think you could fix it this year. You just have to it's time to get a little creative coaching wise, because that's my biggest problem with the Eagles is that defense can't stop anybody.
The defense is very vanilla. Like toward the end of the game yesterday, it was like very telling. The Eagles brought like a 0 blitz, and it looked like the most exotic thing we've seen all day.
Yeah,
and it was just a 0 blitz.
Yeah,
because the play calling, it's Sean Desai. He's a new defensive coordinator from Seattle. He's supposed to run the Vic Fangio scheme, and it hasn't worked. I mean, he's had some good games, and they obviously played well against the Chiefs and the Bills and the Cowboys once, but the last 2 games he's just been shredded. It's just like their teams are going up and down the field without a problem. Whether it's we used to have the number 1 running defense in the league, and that's not even working now. He's not using our personnel in a way we know they can be used. Last year, this defense got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Last year. So I'm sure they may have aged a little bit, but Slay and Bradbury can't be this much worse.
Yeah, it's a different feel. It's not like intimidating.
No.
Last year was like intimidating, and you guys lost, obviously like Gardner Johnson and then TJ Edwards to free agency.
Right.
But still, like you still have like the strength of that team was not those 2 guys. The strength was this D line and those 2 cornerbacks.
Yeah.
That's what I would be scared of. I'm an Eagle fan. Is just you guys lost to the teams you need to beat to get to the Super Bowl, the Cowboys and the 49ers. Yeah, and worrisome. And on the Chiefs side, I can't think of a worse wide receiver core. Like this Sky Moore's out there just doing cardio. MVS sucks. Rashee Rice is good. Yeah. He's the only guy, the only saving grace there. But next year, think of Travis Kelce just says, I'm gonna retire. I'm already Hall of Fame tight end. What are they throwing? What is Mahomes throwing to? Mahomes, picks will show up on his stat sheet. Not all picks were his fault. He's on pace for the most picks in his career this year. Not the same offense, not the defense. What sucks is that this defense is top 10 in just about every like defensive stat. But this year, for some reason, the offense just isn't carrying its weight. He couldn't score more than 20 points yesterday. He couldn't score enough to beat the Broncos, which they should have beaten. The Chiefs these two teams are just a classic case of we got there last year, and if we keep the same team and it'll be the same. It's not the same thing. Every year is different, and Chiefs and Eagles are in serious trouble of like not getting a first round bye or being in a wild card game, which you don't want to be, because once you get in the playoffs, everyone's 0-0. It just the hot team wins. Yeah, this is kind of fun. I mean, look, I'm a Broncos fan, so seeing the Chiefs kind of struggle is kind of fun. But yeah, it sucks though. You can imagine Patrick Mahomes being like yesterday during that post game interview. You can just see a guy who's just been all year fighting the lack of talent and still trying to win these games. He just you can tell he's like looks overworked, to be honest. He's trying to make things happen with a team that's not helping him out at all. Travis Kelce still gonna have a good season this year, but the wideouts just suck, dude. Tony's been a bust. Sky Moore's been terrible. I know I said this earlier, but
yeah,
just bad.
So the wide receivers are bad, and what's worse is that they're stubbornly sticking with this thing where they're gonna cycle in every receiver they have.
Yeah, and
some of those receivers just don't need the snaps. Rashee Rice has been their best receiver, 8 catches, or 7 catches, 8 catches, 8 catches in the last 3 games. Went over 100 yards yesterday, caught a touchdown. And yet he hasn't played more than 70% of the snaps.
That needs to change.
They need to just put your best players on the field. And honestly, your best player on offense might be Isaiah Pacheco. Besides Patrick
he didn't
Mahomes.
play yesterday.
Right, he didn't play, which I'm saying, though. That might need to be identity of your team. You have a great defense. You might need to play a little bit of ball control. God forbid you reduce Patrick Mahomes to a ball control quarterback, but that might need to be where you're successful this year.
Yeah, it's not a knock to Mahomes. It's a knock to the wideout core. If you don't have the talent, don't go 3 wideouts so much. You don't need to do that. You have Blake Bell, right? Or you have a pretty good, decent tight ends. Just do 12 personnel, two tight ends, a lot. Yeah. Ball control. I think McKinnon's a better wideout than most of these wideouts that they have. Put him out there. Put him. Get creative, because I am not. If I'm a Chiefs fan, I do not want to see 3 wideout sets as often as they do it. It's not. It's not working.
Yeah, well, I think they still lead the league in drops, and it's just been it's been very different. I also was thinking, I wonder if Patrick, after he got in his almost fight, went home and just. I don't know. I had this image in my mind. He goes up to the door and just hears the ruckus inside as Brittany Mahomes, who doesn't give a crap that he just lost, is just so excited that her new best friend Taylor Swift is coming over for lunch, and she's gonna get some sick Instagram pictures and some new followers.
Yeah,
because she's now a superstar, just like Patrick.
Did you see the video of Taylor Swift waiting for her entrance?
No.
It was okay. So there was a video that they showed on CBS or whatever network where she was walking in, right?
Yeah.
But there's another video of her waiting for about 2 minutes for something to happen and then for her to walk in. So it's become a little. Look, they could say all they want. This has become a definite distraction.
I'm gonna call you out right now. You would 100% do that.
Yeah, but
if you had any kind of fame or notoriety, to get a stadium to roar about you,
no,
you would 1,000,000% do that.
It wasn't in the stadium. It was the walk-in for whatever network to get her walking in.
Yeah,
she waited for the walk for some.
You think it's a distraction that's causing any kind of thing like this?
No, but I think if you're losing, you start to point fingers, and some guys can we just stop being the Taylor Swift?
If you're the guy in the Kansas City Chiefs fan base blaming anything on Taylor Swift, then you have fallen, my friend.
No, it's okay. So you start losing, and you start getting really
I get it. I get it.
Really
I get what you're saying.
sensitive. Yeah.
And I'm just saying, if you're doing that you're swing and a miss.
If I was a Chiefs fan, that's what I would be doing. Like,
Okay, then I would tell you swing and a miss.
I'm just saying.
Because it has nothing to do with that. I was even going to think, like, hey, shout out to – I almost gave the NFL some bananas for learning how to treat us – because they only panned to Taylor Swift a couple times yesterday. Like, that's how you treat a superstar in attendance.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is what happens when losing. Everything becomes a problem. I get what you're saying. I think it's your turn.
Yeah. Ball don't lie. The Lions are going to be a one and done in the playoffs.
Is it because of the defense?
It's because that defense just sucks. They allowed 29.8 points per game.
Do they suck, or is Justin Fields a straight dog?
It's not. Yeah. Fields did nice, but that defense has sucked for almost all the year. This Lions team, who hasn't made the playoffs since 1991, hasn't won a playoff game since the 90s. I wasn't even born yet. I don't know if they're going to win this year. I don't trust this defense. And yesterday, you saw any type of good to decent defense can can slow down this Lions defense. This Lions offense. I'm sorry. I don't see it anymore. I think they've been exposed where they're going to win shootouts, and the defense can be had because they don't really have another pass rusher, and they can't really cover very well.
Right.
Aaron Glenn, who they show about 30 times each game as a good defensive coordinator, he sucks. He's not good. And I think Lions fans, if you really, I bet if you talk to a Lions fan, like, do you think you're going to win a playoff game with this? Do you think you're going to go into they're the 4 seed or 5 seed? Do you think you're going to go into Cowboys, into Niners, into Eagles, and actually slow down their offenses? No. Even a struggling Eagles offense can score all over this line. Bottom line, I'm telling you, Lions might be frauds.
Yeah. Their defense is really struggling. I believe the same with you. I think that's going to be their Achilles heel in a very, very competitive NFC playoff picture.
Yeah, and
to have to go what the Niners are doing to defenses right now, they're going to they might put up 71 on you this year and break that Dolphins record.
Yeah.
Because
please break it.
They're just going up and down the field, and it doesn't make sense to me because they have talent. They're not like some talentless, like they're not the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have talent there. They have names you recognize. They have names that you've seen make plays.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just you should watch them. I'm like, their record is great, whatever. But if you watch them play, it's like that defense not good. I don't after seeing what the Cowboys did to Philly and seeing how they can play, see what the Niners did to Philly, and see how Philly early on in the year what they could do to teams. You just look at the Lions like, I don't think this different tier of football. Different tier. And this AFC, the top dogs in the AFC are tough.
Oh, yeah.
You got to play defense. Look at Philly. You can be as talented as you want on offense. Defense wins championships. I don't see them winning one playoff game.
Yeah, and another problem with the Lions that's starting to come to surface now is Goff has not been great this year. Goff's just been okay. Yeah. And Lions fans are starting to notice. The league is starting to notice. And we're seeing like some rumble because behind him they have Teddy Bridgewater. They also have a guy that took in the third round of the draft last year, Hendon Hooker.
You're a fan of
No. This is Lions Twitter. I'm telling you about because I was on Lions Twitter yesterday. There's a faction that wants Hendon Hooker, but Teddy Bridgewater also they think get that guy in someone because the combination of Goff and Ben Johnson hasn't been great lately.
Yeah, I mean last year Goff was 29 touchdowns, 7 picks.
Yeah.
This year he's already thrown 10 picks.
Yeah.
It's not that he didn't look the same. It's just that I think last year was the best you could have gotten out of him.
Right.
If you're the Lions. I think now a little bit of film, a little bit of
They made a mistake this year in thinking that last year was anything more than a good bridge year for a bridge quarterback.
Yeah, them and the Seahawks kind of in the same boat.
Right.
Geno Smith, Jared Goff, like this might have been their best kind of years, and they kind of wasted it mentally, thinking like, okay, he'll just keep it up.
Right. You try to sneak another year,
Yeah.
In on this Goff hot streak, and it's starting to cost you.
Yeah, it's not. Goff. For as much as I like him, I just don't see this team winning the playoff game.
I mean, back-to-back division losses to the Packers and
the
to the Bears.
And
neither of them are close.
Yeah. Yes. Love diced him up, and Fields looked fantastic yesterday.
Fields looked really good yesterday. He's not one of a ball and lie, but
He looked good.
If he doesn't have to do any, I mean, what else does he have to do? He looked really good yesterday. He threw the ball well. He blew him out in the second half. He ran the ball. I think really what the growth I'm seeing with him every week. Yesterday, what I noticed is he's not taking these hits anymore.
No,
he's getting down. He's getting out of bounds. This guy's growing, man.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of Bears alumni getting on Twitter yesterday and saying, "Listen, stop it. This is the guy. Use those picks because they have such an opportunity with those picks."
Yeah, he really exposed the Lions yesterday, man. He looked great, and at some points he just take off. Like, this guy's the fastest person on the field.
When he took off to that corner,
when he sets his mind to I'm gonna run, I haven't seen anyone that fast since like Lamar Jackson in his prime. He's fast.
Yeah. So that one play where he scored getting to the corner, he was like looking downfield and kind of running while Aiden Hutchinson was full on running at him.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Aiden Hutchinson got anywhere near close, he just took off and made Hutchinson look so
hit that third gear
slow.
Yeah.
Like it made the angle Hutchinson was at just like in a high school football game, you get benched for that kind of angle.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he just looks so like he's such an insane athlete.
Yeah.
He's throwing the ball out, threw a dime to DJ Moore on a 4th and 13 yesterday. I mean, we're talking about Lions, but
but all this to say, Lions getting diced up by two quarterbacks who still the franchise don't even know if they're their quarterbacks yet.
Right.
That's not great. And bottom line, I don't see them winning a playoff game.
Yep, unfortunately. My last one here, ball don't lie. The Lions might not make the playoffs. Broncos have a real shot at winning the AFC West. What a crazy season for the Denver Broncos and its fans. The 70-point thing it's done now. It's a fluke. Obviously, it was two teams heading in different directions at the right time for something like that to happen. But now the Broncos with the win. Listen, they beat the Chargers, it's a divisional game. So it means something. But they beat them 24-7. They're starting to win games that they should win easily. When you start to see that, you have a team clicking all cylinders. When they start to act like a team that is supposed to win, you have a team that's dangerous. Okay. Yesterday the Chargers beat the Broncos. Pretty much it was never close. The Chargers scored 7 late. The Broncos almost shut them out.
Yeah.
Okay, they scored 7 late. I mean, by that time it was already 24-0.
But Joey, Justin Herbert got hurt early in the game.
Okay, whatever. The Broncos are now 1 game behind the Kansas City Chiefs.
8-5,
1 game behind the Kansas City Chiefs. They have 2 games up on the Chargers and the Raiders. Their next 4 games are the Lions, which we just talked about are struggling. They could definitely go beat the Lions.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
Okay, the Patriots, which
tough to watch.
Yeah, eliminated from the playoffs yesterday. Patriots.
Yep.
So any motivation that's there just took a little bit of a hit.
Yep.
Chargers, which they just beat, and the Raiders, which
Raiders,
obviously really suck as well.
They scored 0 points yesterday.
They could win out. They could win 11 games this year. I think they at least get to 10 games.
Yeah, I think the toughest game obviously would be the Lions game Saturday.
Yeah.
Shout out to the NFL for making that a Saturday game.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I think the flip of the storyline, the flip of the whole season, it's been just crazy. I've never seen a team be so low, then be slept on, then go on a 5-game win streak, and then now it's just insane how, as a Broncos fan, you've experienced every kind of emotion this year: disappointment, embarrassment, now to pride. Where we're 1 game behind the Chiefs. Chiefs don't look like the same. We haven't beaten the Chiefs prior to this year in 14 games. Now we finally beat them this year.
Yeah, and I also want to stress, we're not saying the Chiefs are some crap team.
No, we're
saying they're not the untouchable team we've seen before.
Yeah.
I still think they're better than the Broncos, but that doesn't mean I don't think the Broncos might catch them or even beat them, be able to beat them again if they have to.
I mean, the Chiefs' schedule to end the year is pretty nice too. You tell me if they win or lose. At New England this week,
it's a win.
And the last three are all home games. Raiders,
it's a win.
Bengals are tough.
Yeah.
Chargers.
Okay, so the Bengals game is the one that they would have to lose, but they're most likely going to win out as well.
So the scenario where the Broncos would make it is if they win out. The Broncos need the Chiefs to lose 1 game.
Yeah, they need a little help.
Which one of these games do you think is most?
It's going to be the Bengals. The Bengals they still have a really good defense. Jake Browning.
Who the hell is Jake Browning?
Jake Browning's balling.
He's this freaking kid. I'm so happy for him. He reminds me of. He's just so calm. He's just a calm. Isn't this? We're talking about the Broncos, but still, calm guy.
Yeah.
He just earned himself a big contract, especially this year, where everyone's fighting for backup quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
He's not gonna find. He's gonna have a job somewhere.
Cincinnati's not gonna let him out of town.
Where you will pay increase. But yeah, Chiefs need to lose a couple of games, or maybe one game. Broncos need to win out.
Yeah.
But Broncos, Bronco Nation out here looking happy and jolly.
It's funny because I couldn't tell you what the Broncos do well on offense. They run it okay, and Russell Wilson is game managing the hell out of this year. 23 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 2,600 yards, just under 70% completion percentage, and he's doing it to Courtland Sutton, who's turning back the clock. Had an insane catch yesterday. Jerry Jeudy got in the end zone.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Jeudy also costed the touchdown, but it's a little minor problem for us.
This is a positive take.
But still, yeah. Broncos, offensively, they just say, we're just going to run the ball, and then we'll throw when we have to. If we can't throw it, then we'll just third down. We'll trust our defense to get the ball. Defense, obviously, for the last, 7 years, that's been one of the strengths for the Broncos this year, just doing the same thing. Just now, if I have an offense that will take care of the ball at least.
Yeah.
I know Russ threw an early pick yesterday, but he played well after that. So I'm on board here. Broncos looking very, very good this year.
Yeah, that is Ball Don't Lie for Monday, November, December 11th. Christmas now 13 days away. How's your shopping?
How's your shopping? Let's answer at
started.
the same time.
Okay, one, two, three. Haven't started
yet.
Haven't started yet. Okay, let's get into a game preview for Monday Night Football. Okay, we have a doubleheader. Both games playing at the same time, so screw you, NFL.
Screw you, man.
But Packers-Giants, let's start there. This game is going to be in Lambeau. It's going to be cold. I haven't checked the temperature. What's it called? The forecast? Cold. It's going to be cold.
That's
the frozen tundra.
Yeah. See how
I'm wrong. This game's going to be in New York. It's still going to be cold.
Still going to be cold. Yeah. It's still going to see how the Vito family does in the cold.
Packers are rolling.
Yeah.
Packers are rolling right now. Jordan Love has been on fire last couple games, looking really good, looking really confident. Pretty sure Christian Watson's not going to play this game.
Yeah, he's out.
But Jaden Reed has been very good. Romeo Dobbs has been solid. And
Aaron Jones is out too.
And I can't remember his something Wicks. I can't remember his first name.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, number 13.
Yeah, number 13, Wicks.
Wicks.
He'll be probably used as well.
Yeah,
quite often. But this offense is rolling even without Aaron Jones. This is Jordan Love's team now.
Yeah, Jordan Love has gone to the bottom and has risen up. There was one time where they lost to the Broncos, and headlines were, we missed, this guy's not it, da-da-da. Now it's like they might have the next, franchise quarterback on their hands. Good for him. I'm happy for him. They did the slow bake with him, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, I think a couple games left. As long as he doesn't put up a stinker.
Yeah, I think he has it next year.
I think he has at least a shot next year.
Yeah, and also they can now use that draft pick for another non-wideout. But this team has like 5 rookie wideouts, so they're fine. They need to draft another wideout.
I think they need to draft a running back. Not in the first round, obviously, or the second, honestly. But I think keep building that offensive line.
On the other side of the ball,
Rashawn Gary.
Oh, I meant Giants side of the ball. But Gary looks fantastic, though.
Sorry,
Gary has been one of the...
I thought, wow, we did that really well.
No.
Rashawn Gary, 34 tackles,
he's
9 sacks.
He's so underrated. I don't know how he's not talked about amongst the league's best pass. He's awesome.
I know amongst the Packer fans, they want him to win Comeback Player of the Year award, which, not against it.
No, not against all. He's a dog. Absolute dog.
Yeah.
Giants, tough.
Giants, 32nd in passing yards, 18th in rushing yards. Brian Daboll, though, very good offensive mind. Points scored, 31st in the league. So offensively, they're somehow worse than their defense, which is also really bad.
Yeah.
20th against the pass, 28th against the rush, and 26th in points allowed. So they're allowing 24 points, and they are on average scoring 13.
But light at the end of the tunnel, every loss means you're closer to a better quarterback. That's what you got to do.
Nope. They're going with Daniel Jones next year.
Please, for the love of God, don't go Daniel Jones next year.
They already announced it.
Oh, my God, dude. If you're a Giants fan, you're just punching the wall. Yeah.
If you're a Giants fan and you're still standing up for Daniel Jones, applaud your your commitment, but you're wrong. It's time to let it go.
It's time to move on, and it's just he had a nice run. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, so we'll get Tommy DeVito, which is always fun.
The DeVito family.
Yeah,
Gonna be there.
over under 7 times they pan to his family.
Over.
And just make low key racist Italian jokes.
Yeah, it's gonna be some guy like saying, "How far can I go without me getting?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Defensively, I mean, there's nothing really to point out.
No, they.
Kayvon Thibodeau, I guess, is decent, but
Yeah, he's decent.
I don't know, not much here.
No. I had the Packers win this one by a lot.
We're both picking the Packers, and
Not fun game to watch.
yeah, let's get this season over for the Giants and get on to next season. Okay, the second game is the Dolphins and Titans. This game's going to be in Miami.
Fun.
So it'll
Nice.
be cold at least.
Is it cold in Miami in December?
No, it might be rainy.
I feel like they're always like California. Yeah, still, it's in Miami. Nice time.
This is a game that's very similar to the Bengals and Jaguars game, where we said before that game, Jaguars, don't mess around. This is a game you should win, and you should win easily.
Yes.
Dolphins, don't mess around, because you have a tendency to mess around a little bit.
Don't get too cute.
And this Titans team, listen, they're led by Mike Vrabel, and they reflect it. They're fighters.
It's tough.
They're not very talented, but they're fighters.
Yeah, and Will Levis, since I don't know about him, since that 4 touchdown, that 4 touchdown preview or debut, which everyone freaked out about, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. So not really great if you watch him play. Just kind of he looked very rookie quarterback.
Right.
It's up to them if they want to go with him again. They're gonna have a bad record and chance at another quarterback in the first round. I don't know where I'm at with him, but I lean towards.
It's not a terrible week to start Will Levis, because he's going to have to throw so much.
Oh, fantasy-wise.
Yeah, fantasy-wise. Sorry, I just really switched to fantasy in a second. The Dolphins, first in passing yards, second in rushing yards, second in points scored.
Maybe Will Levis has a for the Titans to win, Will Levis has to absolutely cook.
Right.
Yeah.
Their defensive stats don't make any sense to me. They're 9th against the pass, 8th against the rush, but 21st in points allowed.
I don't know.
That just means, I guess, they're not stopping in the red zone.
Yeah, they just don't know how to finish.
Yeah.
basically.
We both have them win this game.
Dolphins. Yeah.
Tyreek's a beast. Tyreek, he still has a shot at the 2,000.
I think he gets. I think tonight he absolutely shreds that Tennessee Titan. Who's in the matchup with him?
So he's at 1,481 yards. So you calling 200 for him tonight?
So what? You have 4 games left, right?
He has 4 games. Yeah, 4 games to get 519 yards.
Yeah, I think he has a big day today.
He needs at least 150 today.
I think tonight
yeah.
he absolutely cooks. I really do think so.
Okay. 93 receptions as well. Gosh, he's having a huge year.
He's amazing.
And I just want to point out, we told you at the beginning of the season, fantasy-wise, it's not Justin Jefferson.
Not Jamar Chase.
It's not Jamar Chase. It's not even Christian McCaffrey, even though it might be Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
But I'm taking Tyreek Hill ahead of all those guys because this is what he's been doing.
Just consistent. He has 93 catches. He's not even known as a catch guy.
Yeah.
And he's phenomenal. If you get to play him tonight in fantasy football, you just get to show him off to the best of your league. Yeah.
Like, oh, I have him.
I had that guy. Yeah. He's very fast.
I mean, what is the situation in which the Tennessee Titans keep up and actually win this game?
A little bit of a turnover kind of thing,
Yeah.
2 less turnovers. And if Will Levis has to cook, he's got to cook his guys. He's got to expose the secondary. I don't really know if he can, but that's the only way. He has to cook. Or they go old school.
Okay, that's where I was going to go.
Yeah.
I think the only way to win this game is Derrick Henry and Tajay Spears just keeping them off the field.
Oh, that's not saying if the Titans were to win. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, same thing,
keeping the Dolphins' offense
Yeah.
off the field and just grinding it up and down, because Dolphins aren't exactly known as a tough team.
Yeah.
They're known as a little bit of a finesse team. So
tough.
maybe the Titans are, listen, we're not as talented, but we're tough.
Yeah.
And we still have old man Derrick Henry doing Derrick Henry things.
Yeah. That's the only way that they win. Derrick Henry, he's shown this year he can still muster up some of those
He still
classic
has
Derrick
the
Henry.
juice.
Yeah. So that's
Although he's definitely going off a concussion. I don't care what they say.
yeah, he definitely has a headache right now. Which game are you gonna watch, by the way? Because
I'm probably going to watch this game.
Yeah. No,
To be honest, I'll have this game on the TV, the Packers game on an iPad or a laptop.
Yeah, I think the TV. I think the Titans Dolphins gets the TV, and the secondary option for most households is the Packers Giants.
Yeah, that's a Monday night preview for tonight's game. They should be fun.
Yeah.
Should be fun. Don't waste
Hopefully.
football. Watch
No.
this this doubleheader as best you can.
And these games matter. Dolphins need to win this game
Yes.
to keep up with everyone in the AFC, especially the 7-6 team. So yeah, and then obviously Packers trying to fight for a NFC wild card spot or even divisional because Lions struggling.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it should be fun tonight.
That's our show for today. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope you had a great weekend, like we said. Hope you have a great week.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a Monday. Show up to work with a good attitude.
Monday motivation.
Spank someone on the ass.
Yeah, that's good. Well,
That's not your boss or a coworker. I guess don't do that.
have a good day though.
See you Wednesday. Bye.